So, thought I would do a quick video on whether you should fix your Springfield Prodigy. Or, I guess you can look at it as, should you fix anything yourself? Let's go over some things. So, I did a quick little list of pros and cons. And funny enough, the cons came a little bit easier than the pros. And considering, I'm all for doing it, man, when I was listening about the cons, sure did seem like they should talk just about anybody out of them. Well, let's go over really quick. So, first one is warranty. You do something wrong, you can lose your warranty. So specifically, like on the Prodigy, it says, what is not covered by this limited warranty? This lifetime warranty does not cover any damage or condition determined by Springfield to be caused by unauthorized repairs, disassembly, adjustments or modifications, carelessness, negligence, misuse, or unsafe handling, normal wear and tear, failure to properly or reasonably store, use, or maintain the product, hand-loaded, reloaded, remanufactured, or defective ammunition. So, just taking it apart wrong, you could lose your warranty. Of course, to do that, and it's like, you got to be seriously messing with it. But I would think, that a lot of people would be a little nervous about that. And, looking at the comments from past videos that I have done, I do get a lot of people saying that, hey, you should just send it back to Springfield. I understand where they're coming from. They're worried about the warranty. So, there's that. Next thing is, can you figure out the problem to begin with? So you have your Prodigy or whatever XYZ gun that you may be looking at, and it's doing something, and you just know it's wrong. How do you determine what to fix, how to fix it? Now that's going to come down to whether you are mechanically inclined or not. Some people are more likely to, well, let me say this again. There are some groups of people that are more, words are hard, are more mechanically inclined than others, just like there are some groups of people that are more musically inclined than others. I'm not musically inclined. I would love to be able to learn to play guitar, but my musical skills begin and end at hitting the play button. That's okay. I know my limitations. But mechanically, I can look at a lot of things and figure out how it works or how it's likely to work, or quickly understand it, by doing a little bit of research. So, are you that type of person that can figure stuff out? Don't know. Tools. Does it require tools? Do you have the tools? If it's a special tool, it's like, you may not want to mess with it. Or you just may have something that's just completely wrong for the job and you can't make it work. Or you don't know how to make it work, which there's nothing wrong with that. So that could be a barrier. Time. It takes time to do this work. So, and depending on your understanding or how complicated the problem is, it could take more time just because of the whole learning curve to be able to figure it out. And let's see. I think this is the big one, and this is something that I ask myself all the time, is what if you ruin the part? If you ruin the part, you're going to be replacing it. Can you afford to do that? How expensive of a part is it? If it's a fitted part, do you know how to fit it? Yeah. Are you willing to destroy it? Before I do anything, I always ask myself, am I perfectly comfortable with buying a new one? Usually, yes, I'm willing to take the risk. Last is cost. Now, cost is a double-edged sword. So there's a cost in time, and then there's a cost in money. And you can also say inconvenience and all that kind of stuff. But basically, time and money. Are you willing to give up those two things in order to do the work yourself? So I'm sure there are other cons out there, but these are the ones that I just came up with really quick, and it almost talked me out of doing my own work. But my pro came in. So, and the problem with the pros that I found, it's like I really thought that since I like doing this work, that I'd be able to come up with so many pros that I would be able to convince anybody. Really the pros are kind of intangible. So you can't really put a whole lot of value that would really convince other people to easily decide to do this work themselves. Let's start. So first one is that you really have to be a tinkerer or someone who likes to learn, that enjoys working with their hands to want to do this type of work. And that if that is you, then you are going to enjoy the challenge and the success of being able to figure something out and get it running the way that it should be running. How do you put a value on that? Well, the value is subjective to the individual. And to me, that's a big thing. It's like, I think that's a high value to me. I enjoy the challenge. I love learning, especially learning new things, just like I did with the Prodigy. The 1911-2011 platform was basically new to me in learning how it functions and everything. So even though I have some 1911s and have shot them occasionally, not as much as my striker fired, but I have shot them, but I just didn't know them and fully understand them, the way that I should have. But this has been a great opportunity to having to fix something to force me to do it. See, next, helps you to prepare to do upgrades. And what I mean by that is, as you're pulling it apart and you're looking at how it operates and you're getting a feel for how things function, you kind of start deciding what you like and what you don't like. Like on the Prodigy, the 2-piece guide rod, I did not like that. I hate having to use a separate tool to be able to field strip it, especially if I'm out at the range, trying to shoot, and I got to field strip it for reason X, Y, Z. I didn't want to have a separate tool. Now, I normally bring tools with me, but what if I don't? It's like, I need to be able to get it apart, to be able to lube it or do whatever I need to do. Next, did I really finish that thought? So, you figure out what you don't like, and you can figure out the parts that you should like in order to be able to do it. How's that? Okay, finish the thought, yeah. Okay, number 3. If you fix it yourself, depending on your skill level and understanding of mechanical things, it can actually be faster to do it yourself, assuming you don't need some special tool, that is. If you just fix it yourself versus sending it back to the company for warranty work. Just like with the Prodigy, I was able to do all the learning and work that I needed to do on it and shoot, I think it was like about 700 rounds in about 3.5 days. I had a long weekend. And I wasn't really pushing with it. I wasn't there at the bench every single day, messing with it for all day long. I was there working on it for a couple hours here and there and then go out and shoot. And also had time to do numerous videos. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm in an unfinished basement and someone flushed. High quality video. Okay, last one. Doing the work yourself can be cheaper, and I mean this not necessarily in if you're diagnosing and troubleshooting. It's in the after you figure out what you need to fix on it, and you fix it by doing different upgrades to make it more reliable or more comfortable, is that if you were to have a gunsmith do it, then that could get quite pricey depending on the level of work that you're going to do. I have nothing against gunsmiths. I know several gunsmiths. I think that sometimes, it's like, hey, being a gunsmith would be a really cool thing, because I enjoy working on guns. But, it's like, it can be pricey and it can get pricey fast. I recommend using gunsmiths. You know, it's like if you don't have the inclination or the ability, or the level of work is a lot harder than what you could do at your home shop, or it requires special tools. And, you know, there are other reasons and so forth, but, you know, it's like, that's just me. If you want to utilize a gunsmith, you know, that's great. My friends that are gunsmiths, they know how I feel and are fine with it, you know, because, you know what, they're overworked. So being a gunsmith is a good career option, by the way. It's just a little pricey to get into, to learn and take the classes and equipment. So if you got extra money and time to learn and space to get equipment, become a gunsmith. So you will stay busy. And that was my last one. I only had 4 pros that I came up with, and I sat and I thought, and I just couldn't really think of anything else. I'm sure, you know, I'll come up with more after I'm finished with this video, or you might be able to think of some, but they were just kind of hard because it just seemed like all the pros were just values that I had that exceeded the value of the warranty or having someone else do the work and so forth, which are all really tangible costs and things, you know, that could happen besides safety. You do something wrong, you know, in gunsmithing, and a gun can blow up in your face, and that's a real tangible thing. But I like doing the work. I can't emphasize it enough, you know, because it's just such a... Yeah, you hear that one? Oh, my son's cleaning his bathroom. That's what it is. Okay. I forgot. We have guests coming over. So, but there we are. You know, it's like the satisfaction of doing the work yourself, if you're able to, you have the inclination. A lot of things that I did on the Prodigy, just getting it running with the factory parts, required hardly any specialized tools. It was mostly sandpaper, flits. I had some old used diamond files that I was using, and a Dremel. So did you have to use a Dremel? No. Could you use a drill? You could use a drill. You know, you just figure out how to attach however you're going to do the work. But I think anyone can do it as long as they're willing to find the way, or to be inventive enough to find a way to be able to perform what you need to do. And they go slow, and that's the biggest thing. And it's like, go slow, try fitting a lot, and make sure you don't overdo it, because on the 1911, 2011, things can get out of whack really quick, and then you're buying new parts. So take it slow, enjoy it, and you know what? If it's not for you, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, send it back, get the warranty work, make sure you're very descriptive in what's going on with it. Be thoroughly detailed, so that way they know where to look to address your concerns. And chances are you'll come back with a perfectly operational and functional firearm. So in talking with people in the comments, they've had good experiences with working with Springfield. So there it is. Do the work, don't do the work. Ultimately, it's up to you. I'm going to push that you do the work. If you're willing. If you're willing. Do I look cross-eyed? It's kind of hard to tell on the camera. I don't know. Anyway, weekend before Christmas. You guys have a Merry Christmas. Thanks for watching, and thanks for subscribing, liking, sharing, all that kind of fun stuff. Thank you for the comments, you know, whether they're great comments or if they're kind of rude comments. I mean, it's, I guess comments are what they are. So, yeah, there's my opinion. Have a good one.